Hello everybody and welcome back to a Solitaire mystery. I love this game. I'm obsessed with this game. Time for the next one. I can't even pronounce that. Hanwha Solitaire? A solitaire where you move cards and stacks around using a logic reminiscent of the classic Towers of Hanwha puzzle. I don't know how it's pronounced, but let's look at... What the fuck? Make 4 piles running in descending order from king to ace. Okay. You can stack cards and then move them in descending order. For cards with matching suit, the card values don't need to be adjacent as long as they're in descending order. Okay, that makes sense. The slots form a 3x2 grid. When moving a card/stack, it moves 1 slot at a time on the grid. You can only move a card/stack on a slot if the topmost card of that slot has a higher value than the card you're moving, or the bottommost card of the stack you're moving. I think I vaguely understand. Like, okay, hold on. I vaguely understand, but this... Oh. Right, that's why the card positions are kind of locked, because it's like you have to... Like, that would be valid there because it's an adjacent number, because they're different suits, so they have to be adjacent values. But it can't actually get there because when moving over stacks, it needs to be valid for it to go there. I don't know why that's valid, though. I'm slightly confused on that. Oh, yeah. You can only move a card onto a slot if the topmost card of that slot has a higher value than the card you're moving. Right, so that's why this can go there, but it can't move over the ace. So maybe we start by doing that. And we do that. This is very interesting. We need to get to the 10. The 10's there. Oh, but could I can move them together. Oh, but they can even move it like that. Okay. Oh, but yeah, I could move those together, and then I can move that there. Oh, but I could move the... No. Oh. Okay. Oh. Well... Oh. Well, fuck. This one's a weird one. I'm gonna be honest with you. This one's a weird one. I really want to complete a stack because I feel like that'd be really helpful. Maybe that shouldn't be my goal. Maybe I should be trying to get kings on the spots. Maybe that should be my first goal. Like king and queen, like that's just gonna have to happen, right? So. Oh, but now I can do that. Oh, but this doesn't have anywhere it can... Well, no, it can go there. Now that's trapped. Okay. Fine, I guess. We can move, like... Oh, but it can't move, like, diagonal. Right, okay. See, the aces kind of form a problem now, don't they? So... Can't do anything with that. I have an idea. It's a weird idea. And it worked. It worked for some fucking reason. And yeah, those are... Look at that. Oh, shit. Well, it's fine. This 9 can't go anywhere. It's stuck. Well, why don't we next worry about, I guess, red? No, that's all the way at the bottom. We need to clear a stack in order to do it. What stack would we necessarily be able to clear? Maybe this one. This one looks like the most doable. Oh, yeah, I mean, we can hold those there. Do that. I don't... That's already a 2, so that doesn't really cut a lot off. The 3... That allows us to move that, but we can't pick up the whole... I'm guessing I can only... Yeah, because it's not like a valid stack. Would be if I had a 5. All of that's a valid stack. That can't go anywhere. Huh. Noticing that the aces like really limit us. I don't see how that helps, but I don't know. I just feel like we're technically making progress. Oh, I guess I can go there. Shit. This is so weird. I have no idea the best way to go about this. This feels so... Like, this can't go anywhere. And this can't even get there. I don't have a 5. That allows me to move those over, but then what am I supposed... How am I supposed to get the 4? That 4 is the problem. What is the best way? That is a tough question. What is the best way to move these things? This is such an interesting difference. That is very, very difficult. Very difficult. Looks like I want to bring all that. Problem is that has to be a higher value, which makes it really difficult to move it. What? I feel like I need to think more about movement here, because aces like completely block me. So I have to like always be moving with them, basically. I just trying to think, like, if I want to move that, if I want to move a 4, the other stacks can't be having 4s. So, like, if I want to move this, for example, I need another red card, which means I'd have to get, like, access to those. Problems if I want... Now, it's instantly, how am I supposed to move those to there? Because it's an 8, so it can't move past that 8. It's like a catch-22. Like, I feel like if I want to move these cards, I need to move the cards that I'm trying to move them in order to move. I don't know how I'm supposed to... Maybe I need to, like, really think ahead. I might need to restart so I can, like... Because I feel like... I don't know if... I physically don't know if I can progress here. It's like, I need another empty slot. Because now it's instantly the problem. Like, I can't move stuff to there without moving in between. It just feels impossible. It genuinely feels impossible. This one feels really fucking difficult. I'm restarting. gonna try to think more about this. I feel like my idea of trying to get stuff onto bottoms of stacks makes sense. And everything has to be descending order. That raises a lot of problems. This feels difficult. So I almost feel like I need to work one card at a time in like a loop. Because the problem is also like once I move a card, I can't move it back. So I feel like we can get that king over there, but how am I going to move that too? Very difficultly. That king feels like the easiest to get to. I can see, but I can't move it there. I can't move that. What the fuck? So you have to start with small numbers then, don't you? You can't just jump into doing kings and stuff. I kind of have to like make the piles in reverse. Because like I can't, that kind of screws me in a way. But I mean this is like fine, I guess. But we're not. Actually, no. We're going to start by doing it like that, I think. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Allows us to actually, like, move it. Then 9. That just makes it so there's a larger number there, which isn't awful. The kings create struggle. No, I think this is like the way to do it. So it's really hard to touch that stack now. Where I guess the goal is just slowly unbury stuff. There's no queens visible to the queens are there. The queens is there. This I'm gonna be honest, this one like actually almost feels just impossible. I don't understand. I don't know, maybe this is just not my strong suit, but like I don't understand how I can even go about this. It just feels like ridiculously difficult. Um, I don't know if I can even begin to explain this one. I really do not think I can even begin to start explaining what thought process is behind anything. There isn't much of one. I mean, I made some progress, but like... I don't really know where to take it from here. Um... Hmm. Um... Moving jacks over is really fucking difficult. I don't know, I feel like once you can whittle this down to 4 stacks, it should become a lot easier, because then you have open spots. Hell, even once you whittle it down to 5 stacks. It's just a matter of doing that. Two queens are blocked off like that. Two queens are blocked off like that. So to move that jack... It's just like, I try to think about how you go about doing this, and I just get stuck at, like, it's impossible. That's what happens. That's the thought process. It feels impossible. That can't... And nothing can, like, Huh. Yeah, this one's really fucking tough. Alright, I looked at this for a minute. I'm pretty confident this is genuinely impossible, at least with the state that I've ended up in. I can't quite figure out the strategy here, and part of it feels like it's just luck. Like, it feels like you just have to luck into the right... So, part of me also almost wants to all of these are going to have their own color. All of the kings are going to have their own color below them. But I wonder if I can, like, try not to touch them and not move them onto stacks, if that can help me at all. Can I leave an extra stack open? Which feels like a good idea to me. Like that queen, if that ever wants to get moved out of the pile, it has to get all the way down. So I think we should just try not to touch it. Try not to move it, you know? That king, it's only got other shit below it, so let's just not even move it, right? If I mean, this, we'll start by putting it onto a 2, because that makes a lot of sense. That queen, well, we want to move it over, which is a tough task. So just don't do it. Simply don't do it, I guess. Move that over. A 4. Wow, that's not very helpful. Though I do notice we could... Oh, we can't do that. Although I can... do a complicated series of things here. Although I feel like I could do that. Bring that over. Bring that down. Bring it back over. Okay. What next? Oh, well, now we can move those over. That feels good. 3, put the 3 on the 4. Okay. Next, that 7. Anything I can do with it? Not really. Again, I feel like we want to avoid moving the kings. I feel like we almost have to maneuver them. Now, if I move that queen, am I going to be able to... Well, maybe if I could put it directly onto the king, but how would I do that? I have to be able to pick all those up, which I can't. What I can start off by doing, though, is moving the 4 over. Now I can pick all those up. Now the 7's in my way, though. How do I deal with the 7? That's the next question. Getting the 9 onto the jack would be good. I guess first I'd... I guess at minimum we can start by moving that. And we can do that. So I guess we can do it like... Oh, but we can't move it directly onto that. Okay. We can move it like that. And then move the 8 there. We accomplished that. Hey, you know what? That's something. Now, I can get rid of that 9, at least. Or 10, I should say. That, that. Okay. Now I guess the goal would be to get this 9 over there. So how do you accomplish that? I don't know if you do. I feel like that ace should just be moved on to there. It just makes sense. We can get the 8 and the 4 onto there. Like, that's something we could do. It's just moving the 9 out of the way scares me. Because then how do you get it back? Wait. You could do something like this. You can move over there. Now you have to worry about getting the 4 out. So in order to do that, you need a 5. Although we can do that. Huh. I feel like we're going places. Just don't know if it's the right places. Yeah, because now that 9 is almost like stuck unless I had a 10. I think we should not have brought the 9 out. Unless we can, like... This is a very difficult one. The 10 is basically unattainable. Okay, you know what I will do? I was trying to avoid like moving stuff like this, but I think this actually works out well for us because now we've just cleared everything that was below the queen. Which means we can now move the entire stack, which might be helpful because this means we can change paths. Path options are different now. Don't like the idea of moving that king yet because I think there's a lot of stuff below that that's going to have ramifications because we can't easily clear the stack. That's got 2 kings back to back, so I want to get more done. I feel like that 6 is becoming inevitable. We might have to move this queen. Let's see where it leads. Can do that before do this. Like, I need to move that 6, but what the fuck am I supposed to do with it? See why I think this version is, like, impossible? I don't know how I can even... Maybe making stacks of the same color is what the problem is. Maybe I should focus on just getting a king to ace. Just any king to ace. We have a king, queen, jack, 10, 9. I can at least get the 8 portion. Seven, 6. Can I get a 5? There's a 5 over there. Five, 4, 3. Well, this should be pretty easy. This is a king to ace. That's a king to ace, all right? I think that is progress. So how do we get the next king to ace? We have a king, queen there. We have a queen there. Basically, there's a couple options. Where are jacks, though? They're like all below this king. Let's try it, all right? Let's just try to start moving stuff and see when we hit a roadblock. Feels like we already hit a roadblock. It's a 3 ace, okay. Problem's moving that 9 without having 10s. Well, I guess that means we need to offload a 9 onto something, right? I mean... What about this 9? Is there a way we can offload that 9 over there? Yeah, maybe. Ooh. Um, hmm. This one is the most difficult one I've done so far. I just cannot figure this one out. I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut it here, and I'm just gonna have to keep struggling in another video. I just can't figure. I, I don't know what it is. This version is just really fucking with me. I'm gonna have to call it, and hopefully we can figure this out. I don't love calling it when I haven't even won, but like it already, I feel like I'm at another standstill. I don't know what to do. But I guess that's gonna do it for this one, and I'll have to see you in the next one. So peace out, and make sure to follow along, and stick around for the next one, where hopefully we'll figure out how to crack this. But yeah, thanks. I'll see you then. Bye.